Good morning, everyone. Oh, not morning where you're at? Well, that's okay, because you can have eggs for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Welcome to episode 47 of Three Eggs Are Better Than One. I am Brad Stanton, along with fellow eggs Matt M. and Brian Haremza. We want to thank all of you for the positive feedback from last week. It was the beginning of spooky season, and we're not done with it yet, so stay tuned. If this is your first time listening to the show, we like to do something called Sunny Side Up. It's our good news of the week. And what better guy to start it with than our friend Matt? Matt, could anything be as gloomy as you today?
I am not gloomy. I am overjoyed because it is, in fact, October, the best month of the year. And that's what we're going to talk about. As of this moment, and it could change while we're recording, the Yankees are in the postseason. And I hope that by the time this is published, they remain there. That would be great. Always very exciting in October for that. The NFL is in full swing. The weather has been cooler today. It's pumpkin season. Maybe I'll have some pumpkin beer this weekend. And I'm sunny. I'm when it's gloomy outside for fall, I'm sunny.
I'm sorry, you just said pumpkin beer. Did I hear that correctly?
Pumpkin beer, yeah. Have you
Yeah.
never had pumpkin
No,
beer?
I have not.
Hasn't
Man, you
made it
really
out
are
there
in
yet?
Nebraska.
Yeah, we're all corn out here, baby. Pumpkin beer,
Corn beer?
is it IPA or is it or
It could
like
be anything. Sure, it could be an IPA, it could be stout.
okay,
You're
interesting.
serious.
Yeah, I've never had a
I
pumpkin
can't
beer.
believe it hasn't made it out there. That's really weird.
Yeah, no,
I think half of them are made there.
Eh,
maybe that could be interesting.
You're
Yeah,
just
no,
you're just
nowhere.
not looking.
No, see, we see what's influxed in here is cranberry everything for beer, drinks, liquor, everything like that. October brings cranberry in, not pumpkin for
I mean,
our alcohol.
I get cranberry with spirits, but with beer?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I think there's some
huge.
cranberry flavored stuff available during this
Yeah,
time of the year.
yeah,
Awful.
we cranberry goes huge out here during this time of the year for all our for beer, everything like that too. Yeah.
Thumbs down.
So Matt made it clear that he said by the end of this show, the Yankees could literally be out of the playoffs. So just to give everybody an update, it is the bottom of the eighth. We are tied at three. The Yankees are at bat, and it is a 2-2 count. So
And
we
if
will
the
keep
and
you up to date. Now you're going to know all this already because they
yeah,
could be up 2 games to none on the next team already. However,
and
that's where we're at. So
if the Yankees lose, they're out.
yes, this is a best of three series, all home games for the
Yeah.
Yankees, which is also very odd, I think, but it's what they've been doing for the last so many years. Well, anyway, that was good news, Matt, that it's October. It's great news. Once every 12 months, huh? So that brings me to me. I got two things to talk about. As we record this, I'm a few days away, but my wife and I are going to go visit Lotus at Pitt for Parents Weekend. So I'm excited about that. Excited to see her. And then the following weekend, she comes home and is home for fall break. So it's nice to get a little dose of Lotus. And also, as this airs in a couple weeks, my son will be returning. Well, he'll be it is 5-year home of Fort Dix, New Jersey, and he went skydiving over the last weekend. It was a 4-minute video set to music and him talking. It was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life. It goes from before he gets on the plane, while he's on the plane, the guy he's up there with, there's music through the whole thing, jumping off the plane. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. It was through the Marines. It was free, but he did it and could be more proud of him. Also, he is at the top of his class, and he's the leader of the class. So he's getting the best grades in the class. So proud of my kids. Sunny side up.
Skydiving, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
Was the song the skydiving song by Tim McGraw?
You know what? I'll send it to you guys. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I want
Okay,
to see it.
I want to see
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Pretty amazing. It's just the whole thing. Like it almost brought tears to my eyes. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
incredible. Like
it's
an incredible
incredible.
moment. So,
Wow.
so Brian, I mean, you look happier, Brian. It looks like things are healing up and you have a nice
Yeah,
smile on your face, which is nice.
yeah. No, my sunny side up comes in about 30 days from now because my wife Sue loves Halloween. It is her favorite time of the year. It is the time I see decorations around my house. We don't decorate a lot for Christmas, but Halloween we decorate. And normally we are My wife loves to do couples costumes or like a costume, and then I just kind of play off of it. Normally, it's usually October 15th by the time she picks something. Sunny side up for me is it's October 1st. We've already got an idea. We already know what we're doing. And it's fantastic for me because now I have the whole month to prepare. And granted, I'm doing something super easy with mine. My wife is going to be a doll. She's going to do like all the doll makeup. She's got an outfit, all the stuff. And I just get to be the doll shop owner. I just got to dress up in like a little tux or something. It's going to be fun and easy for me. But at least I have an idea of what I'm doing now. So sunny side up, planning Halloween costumes early and helpful.
And what do you do on Halloween when you're dressed up?
We go out. We have some of our friends. We have one friend who always throws a Halloween party every year. And then if depending on what day of the week it falls on, we'll go out, have some drinks, go to a bar, usually around town. There's always a Halloween costume contest somewhere.
So I've seen pictures of your wife, and I can see her being very into this, dressing
Very
up like
much
a
so.
doll. But as soon as you said you're going to be the shop owner, all of a sudden now I'm picturing her being Pinocchio and you being Geppetto.
See, that could work too. Because I actually thought when she told me I could just be the shop owner, I was like, oh man, you got to do something. We got to do this too. Like I'll be Geppetto. It'd be great. But at the same time, we plan this out, and then usually at some point I make a shift. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm going to do this instead, and I change my costume
Then all of
entirely.
a
And
sudden
hey,
you're the Macho Man or Hulk Hogan or something.
yeah, like there's one year she was committed to doing like the Black Dahlia, and I was going to be like a cop dressed from like the 1930s, kind of based with her costume. And we're almost to Halloween, and I was like, you know what? I want to be Beetlejuice, and I just dressed up as Beetlejuice instead because I just thought it'd be fun. Made her completely mad, but yeah, I
Yeah,
had
I
fun as
think that you should
Beetlejuice.
accommodate her this once a year, honestly. I mean, you did go to, what is it, Geppetto Land, or what was that? What did you go? Where did you go to where you waited for the bus for 6 hours?
Oh, Hinterland, yes,
Hinterland,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Geppetto
Geppetto
Land.
Land, I like that better. I'd probably have more fun there. Let's
I
be
don't think it'd be
realistic.
fun at all.
So are the costumes are always like dark and gothic like, seems
No,
like?
no, not all the time. There was a few times where we've done like she's been Dorothy and I've been the Scarecrow. But like, we do fun costumes. It doesn't have to be always dark and gloomy.
That's
Okay.
fine. Which, before I say hardboiled, I also wanted to mention to you guys on Sunday, I am now a two-time cornhole champion.
Hmm.
I won again.
Professional,
Yeah,
professional cornhole player on
yeah,
the podcast.
yeah. It was pretty incredible time.
Can't wait to see you on ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Yeah, those guys don't miss anything. Those guys are
They
insane.
don't miss.
It's like if they miss, they lose. If they miss
Yeah.
one, they lose. It's like
Yeah.
not getting one strike and when you're bowling. You know,
Yep.
it's like, what the heck? So let's talk about hard boiled, okay? So you guys know that I've restructured my whole life and now I don't have cable and I have YouTube TV. Well, since I have gotten YouTube TV, I get these scares. The minute I've got it the first time, there was a contract negotiation that was coming to an end and we were no longer going to get Fox or any of the Fox channels. So I'm like, oh, that's great with football season starting, right? I mean, the Eagles never play on Fox. Ha! So I was like, who talked me into this bullshit? Well, anyway, they worked it out last minute. Well, recently, as of the 31st, I was told that NBC is also in contract negotiations and I may have a blackout. I don't need this kind of stress in my life. I need NBC, I need CBS just for sports alone. You're telling me during baseball season and football season you're going to shut it down? I don't care what you do in the summer. Anyway, again, they put together short-term a negotiation in place short-term and now it remains on. But I don't need this kind of stress in my life. I just need TV to be TV, okay? But I'm not paying $200 more for Comcast because which is going to come up shortly. The reason for all this is because of Surfsides.
To update you there, Brad, as someone who's had YouTube TV for a while, every football season it always happens. Either ESPN, Fox, NBC, one of them suddenly has a contract dispute.
So I recently went back to the store to get Surfsides again for the weekend, and it was the same store that I was at the week before. And instead of $29.95 this week, it was $32. And not only was I upset about the $32 the price change, I left the Surfsides in the cart and drove home. And the Yankees have just scored, and it is now 4-3 in the bottom of the eighth. And Matt M is smiling, so all is right in the world.
It's a
But
double down the line.
but 2 hours.
Woo!
So I drove home without the surf sides. I get home, I'm getting ready to get the surf sides out of the car. They're not there. I got to drive back. Lucky for me, someone actually turned it into the service desk. This place, I have left my wallet there, I have left my phone there, and now I've left my surf sides there. 3 for 3. So this hard boiled has gone a different direction. Couple weeks ago, or a week ago, I talked about when people die, or a couple weeks ago, and they're on Facebook, and people just have the generic happy birthdays to people that have been dead for 7 years. Well, I have one step further here. This new one that they have, this generic one that says "Smile, it's your birthday." There is a colon after smile. Who the fuck uses a colon? Nobody uses a colon, okay? How generic can you get? It's almost like a joke from the Facebook people saying, let's see how many people click on this thing, because nobody in this world uses a colon. Not real people, anyway. Maybe an author, but definitely not regular people writing on freaking social media. Smile, colon, it's your birthday. Get the freaking hell out of here. That is absolute nonsense. Finally, for years here in the area, the high school started at 7:03, the middle school starts at 8:03, and then somewhere after that, the elementary starts about a half hour, 40 minutes later. What's the reason for this? You have to space it out. This is a quad A school here. There's 3,000 kids that go to the high school, just as many kids that go to all these middle schools and everything like that. So you have only so many buses and everything. However, there's been this debate all the time that kids should not be having to start school at 7:03 in the morning. It's too early. It's not good for them. They're up too late doing homework as it is, and it's not healthy. I can't say I disagreed. It was really tough for my kids, for them, and I think I did the same thing. But I'm going to tell you the biggest problem with it: Dunkin' Donuts. I go to work at 10 to 8. And now I am so close to the high school, by the way. We could walk there. All these kids are now at the Dunkin' Donuts at 10 to 8, and I can't get in the freaking parking lot. So because they have to sleep in, they have to sleep in, I have to wait extra time to drive in and get my coffee. And it's just ruining my day, and it's adding an extra 10 to 15 minutes for my day. Because why? Because you're too tired? Go to bed a little earlier, why don't you? I was on your side, and now I'm not. Hard boiled.
I can't say I'm on your side with this at all. I mean, first of all, you can make coffee at home.
What am I, a savage? What, what am I? I like my coffee made for me, okay?
Why not Starbucks?
Oh, what? I'm going to drive 15 minutes?
Scooters?
So,
I'm sorry.
I don't know who Scooter is.
Okay,
He was a
see,
member. I know he was a member of the Muppets,
he was.
but I don't think he lives around here anymore. But Dunkin' Donuts it's walk. I could walk there. Like, it's close. Like, it's on my way to everywhere. Like I said, the high school, my kids were walkers because there was no bus. I mean, after their sophomore year, no one takes a bus anyway. But it's close, so it's just really, really messing me up. And I'm glad that you agree with them, Matt. But I mean, how are they even doing this now? How is everybody going to school at the same time? Do they have to hire? Is this why my taxes have gone up? Because now they had to hire more bus drivers? Hard boiled.
Yes.
With this inning, it's still going on, Matt. And I can
Good
see
inning.
that the smile that was not on your face when all this started has happened, but we still have a lot of time left. This is the Red Sox Yankees. Which brings us to egg drop soup. And egg drop soup is small embarrassments. I mean, did you prepare it all, Matt?
Is it my turn?
No, but Bryant's up. You better think of one in the meantime.
Yeah, I prepared.
Okay,
Oh.
And you're gonna like mine.
I'm sure I will. Go ahead, Bryant.
All right. Well, here we go. So small embarrassments, I guess. Let's talk about how back in the day, I used to help out at the high school, and for so often I would become the PA announcer during football games, and I'd be the guy who would announce, 45 so and so with a tackle, and touchdown whoever, blah blah blah. Well, there's one game where, you get a little confident. Yeah, I know what I'm doing here. I'm calling things on the fly, and, I can do all this stuff. And I spent, I don't know, probably at least a half of football, basically just calling out the wrong numbers, wrong kids, didn't know who anyone was. Like, I would see what I thought was a player, just called him out, and, the only people you could really see are the people with the ball. You don't, you're not paying attention to the tacklers or anything like that. You just want to make the call for the person. So half the game, I spent the majority of the time just calling out random numbers for random kids making tackles. Weren't even in the game. I even remember distinctly, because it still sticks with me because it's now a laughing point. I called out number 43, Steve Johnson. He was currently hurt, sitting on the sidelines in a wheelchair because he had torn his ACL,
Oh.
but I gave him two tackles in the game, two tackles in that game. And I always, it still makes me laugh now, but it's always just something that, when you're up there, you get that confidence. You still need somebody to help you spot occasionally and call out the right numbers for the right kids.
This is the
Wow.
proper the proper entry for this category.
Yeah, it's the
So
perfect one.
you've talked about what you did. What was the repercussions?
Basically at halftime, I had our principal come up and just kind of pat me on the shoulder, and he brought somebody up to his young son up to sit with me to help me spot and help me call out numbers. So like he would just kind of, I would see the running back would make the play. I'd know the running back, and he'd just go, "Hey, number 50 made the tackle," and then you look at your program, call number 50. So I got a spotter after that because confidence. I don't know.
Very good. Well, that is a small embarrassment. I have something. So I would say in my mid to early 20s, I was not in a best financial situation. I was just married to my first wife at the time, new baby, and we only had one vehicle. I did work at a car dealership. They had a thing there called the bid line, which is a bunch of auction cars or cars they took in, beaters, if you will, that they just had on the line, and they would sell them to the auction for whatever, $100 to $500. Well, I found out that some people were buying these cars, like people that worked at the lot. So I said, well, I could use a second car. I know it's not going to be long term, but maybe there's an option here. So I found a $100 van. So I buy it, and I'm driving home, and I get out of the lane I'm in, and I start going around other cars. In the meantime, a car pulls out, and I hit her car, she hits my car on the door.
Hang on. Is the initial drive
The
home?
initial drive home from the dealership.
Okay.
I then get all her information, and I get my information, and I drive home, and now I pull in to give my wife this piece of shit van that now is even a bigger piece of shit because the door doesn't open because it was hit so hard. So now this van the door doesn't open. My insurance went up because I got into an accident. Man, I'll tell you, embarrassing. Just so embarrassing because I made a stupid decision with good intentions, made a stupid decision, and I dug myself into a deeper hole, but definitely a small embarrassment.
So much car trouble over
I was
there.
about to say, you got a lot of car stories here.
It's like you're the barber with the bad haircut.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Matt, from what I hear, you have a doozy. So what do you got?
No, it's not a doozy. I just think you'll like it. So I've attended many wrestling events in my fan career. We know this. I attended an event on Saturday, August 18th, 2018, called NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. One of the opening matches, which was taped for TV, not part of the pay-per-view, was Bianca Belair versus Deonna Purrazzo, which, looking back, pretty big match up there, and they
Yeah.
were not who they are now. The main event of that night was a last man standing match for the NXT Championship between, I'm sure Bryant knows, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Had an excellent, they were once a tag team, successful tag team, big fan favorites. Ciampa turned heel, had a great heel run. They had a 33-minute match, this last man standing match. And I was with my friend Yellow Shirt Guy, and we were not in the front row. We were like 4 rows back on the floor.
Stunned.
Man, it was a long. I had a long week. It was a tough commute getting there. I had a couple drinks. And I sat down during this long match, and before you know it, I had fallen asleep, and I had to be nudged awake before the final moments of the match. So I did get to enjoy the finish, but I missed probably the middle 10 to 15 minutes of the match, of this very exciting match in this packed house in Brooklyn. And I was a little embarrassed. So
You
to
know,
the
I heard a
local,
rumor
to the
that
local news.
I heard a rumor that Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano saw this, and they
Yes,
said to each other after the match that looks like we're not giving the people the entertainment they want. So they decided in 2025 to rejoin as a tag team and be DIY again because they
yeah,
felt that'd be more entertaining for you.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
It was a good match. Um,
After you watched it back later?
I did watch it back later. Tell you what, I watched back the whole event later because it was fantastic. There was a Ricochet versus Adam Cole, I believe, and it was
Yep.
just like that was like a 5-star match. There was like 5 matches, and they were all excellent.
What a time to be alive. NXT, black and yellow.
Oh, that was the best. I went to like
Black
three
and gold
takeovers.
brand, yeah.
I went to like 3 takeovers in a row. It was phenomenal.
No, it was good. They
I
were
think I
definitely
think one I ever saw was Gargano and Cole. They did that twice. Both matches were incredible. Yeah.
very good guys. I know we always like putting our dirty laundry out there.
Of course.
Which brings us to scrambled eggs, Bryant. What is scrambled eggs and what will you be talking about today?
Scrambled eggs is inconsistencies, whether it be movies, TV, music, whatever we want it to be this time. And I'm going to go with the TV route because it's always fun to talk about TV shows that kind of make some changes, do some things that maybe even you don't remember. And that's what makes these inconsistencies a little fun. So the first one we're going to start with is a staple of the 1990s, Saved by the Bell. I mean, who doesn't remember? You got Zach and Slater, and who couldn't forget Kelly Kapowski? I mean, come on, Kelly, let's go here. But one of the other central characters is Jessie. She's, a key component of the show. She's got many great storylines a part of it. But do you remember that she happens to also have a stepbrother? Are you guys aware of this? Because she does.
Well, I feel like I recognize that.
I feel like I recognize him too.
This is Eric. He was in a 2-part episode called Wicked Stepbrother. Season 3 of the show. The funny thing is he has a great 2-part episode and then is never mentioned again. It's like he doesn't exist, never had a stepbrother, never part of the show, never part of the story. You would never know it if you got past until you got to this episode.
I mean, we should do an episode on the collar situation there. What? It's like an inflatable, popped up leather jacket collar. What is that? It's a
I feel like the style, man. That's the style. Come on.
And I will also like to say that of the 3 women in this show, Kelly, Lisa, and Jessie is extremely underrated as her hotness in the at least I think at the time of the series, extremely underrated
at the time. Yes, and then you get Showgirls, and
that
kind of takes her to another level.
Yeah,
takes her to another level.
But
didn't we just? I swear I saw this headline on social media that it's the 30th anniversary of Showgirls. Could that be?
Wow, am I old?
Yeah.
Am I old?
I gotta be honest. I don't think I ever saw it. I mean, maybe
what?
I never sat and watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I saw parts too.
we all saw parts, buddy.
Brad, you saw it in 4-minute intervals.
Yeah. There it is. All right. So continuing with our 90s theme here, another fantastic show, TGIF, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So the show begins when Sabrina turns 16, celebrating her birthday on Halloween. Interesting to note, though, is when she's 16, she's in high school. But during the season 1, she has her 16th birthday, and her birthday is on Halloween. For 5 seasons, she doesn't begin college until season 5. So she turns 16 in season 1. Wouldn't that theoretically make her 20 by the time she starts college? I mean, at this point, we've just blown through the high school thought process.
I think this is a common problem. A common problem for sure. I mean, I think that these kids get older and they don't leave high school for a long time. But I agree, that is way too many. And I love that you kept with the theme of Halloween, by the way.
Yes, had to, of course. Had to.
Matt, were you a big Sabrina the Teenage Witch fan?
Never saw it.
Oh my God.
Never saw it.
What kind of TV executive are you? I mean, come on.
Is this the one with is this the show with Melissa Joan Hart, or am I making
Yes,
that
it
up?
is. Yes, it is.
I know somebody in real life named Sabrina.
So I guess that will be on the name list.
There we go. Yeah. Can't make the name list now.
Yeah.
Unless it has 2 B's or something like that.
Exactly.
Abby.
There we go. My final 2 are going to be from the same show, and hopefully Matt knows this one. That 70s show. A couple of things that I want to point out from the show is season 1 has kind of almost the same effect that we just saw with Saved by the Bell, with the introduction of Donna's sister. Donna has a sister named Tina, who was introduced in the first season, has a few, in a couple episodes, as we see by the picture here shown, which we hope you're watching on YouTube to see, that Fez is hitting on her at a party. She gets a couple episodes and then is just basically gone. Doesn't exist, no references, no mention. Donna's basically come back as an only child at this point. So kind of one of those inconsistencies, but kind of, it's a recasting at the same time to help make the story a little more sense.
Brian, I didn't know if you were aware, but during your soliloquy there, the Yankees did win game 2. However,
I saw Matt freaking out, so
the
I
redhead
had an idea.
there that is her sister. She looks awfully familiar. Man. She's
maybe
not a pretty
I don't know.
lady. She's my sister and she's 14.
Yep. But that's also Fez. He doesn't understand anything, So my final one, again, sticks with that 70s show. And it kind of also plays off the Sabrina theme as well a little bit there. The show begins in season 1, and it's based in 1976. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. And now the funny thing about that is there's 8 seasons. So you would think through time here, season 1 has a Christmas episode. Season 2, you're at Halloween. Clearly, that's 1977. Season 3 is Christmas. Well, that has to be 77 as well. Season 4, you have Christmas again. Now we're in 78. Well, now we're in season 4. Your year's almost over. The decade's almost gone. It's one of those things that you don't, if you're paying attention, you notice it. But if you don't, it's kind of one of those things to kind of catch on that makes it laugh. To me, I always just figured the show was, if you wouldn't tell me, hey, it's based in 76 to start, I would have just thought it was 71 or 72 when the show starts. And that makes sense for your arc of 8 seasons, but kind of one of those fun things and every show is guilty of this. Let's be realistic.
So they pigeonhole themselves with the title.
Yes.
And they felt they had to stay in the 70s no matter how many seasons went on. And they didn't know there was going to be on for obviously this many seasons. I don't think they had to stay in the 70s like they did. They could have gone to the 80s and still called it that 70s show. And I think the people that were loyal to the show wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, absolutely.
But they had to keep the 70s type themes and everything in there. And I know they did come out with an 80s, that 80s show, which was a great success.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it was like there was a TV show in the 90s, maybe the early 2000s. I can remember it was called Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place. Mm-hmm. And they pigeonholed themselves as well because they felt like they always had to have the pizza place in the show. So they would just go to the pizza place just so they could say that it's Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place, which they later changed the name to just Two Guys and a Girl, which to me has a whole different meaning.
Yeah, whole different ballgame when you say it like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds, by the way. Jeez, oh man, yeah. What a time.
Absolutely.
Well, very good, Bryant. Always digging deep. Sorry for the interruption for the game.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I think I've said this before, but I never actually saw that 70s show.
What it,
Did you see any of the shows we talked about today?
Saved by the Bell, probably
Okay.
every single episode. I did not watch the college years. I did not watch the new class.
So what I'm gathering here is once Saved by the Bell ended, you just stopped watching television altogether.
That's it. I never
And
watch it.
yeah,
no, I
makes
like that
sense.
70s show. I mean, um, you know, I thought it was really funny. I love when they would just sit around. They never actually showed them smoking weed,
Hmm.
but you knew that's what they were doing. And I always thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, didn't
Yeah.
they show? I mean, I've seen moments. Didn't they show like smoke, like just
Yeah.
Yeah.
cloudy,
But they
cloudy?
weren't really allowed to, I don't think at the time they were allowed to show anything
No, they
like
were
that.
Correct. Yeah.
insinuating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insinuated that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was pretty good. And Chong was on there, like from
Yeah.
Cheech and Chong. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
right guy for sure. In the right time.
Yep.
Well, great job, Bryant. Which leads us to the omelet. And it is Matt M's turn this week. Matt, what are we
Oh.
doing? Because I can't remember. Oh, wait, I have it written here.
First, I would just like to acknowledge that even though the Yankees won tonight, they have to win tomorrow in order to advance. So by the time this airs, it could go either way. But for my sake, let's hope they advance.
I'm just glad they didn't lose during the show.
Yeah, that could have changed things because now I'm hyper laser focused on the omelet here,
Yeah, good. Half hour in. Let's do it.
which by the way is about television,
Hmm.
specifically about those fun dating shows from the 2000s. No, we're not talking about The Bachelor and The Bachelorette and all the stuff that has spawned from reality TV that's still around season 50. No, 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 no. We're talking about these unscripted dating shows that aired late night after midnight. The target audience was like college kids who were like out partying or they're coming home from partying and it's like, let's watch some goofy show. Let's talk through some of these. I have seen episodes of all of these shows. I found them to be highly entertaining, and I hope you guys came across some of them in your time. How about Eliminate? Ran from 2001 to 2006. There were 857 episodes. One contestant went on a date with four people concurrently. And as the date progressed throughout the day, the contestant would cut one of the dates, elimination style, until there was only one. And typically it was very competitive and the contestants would like insult each other to the point where it was like, they were being fed those lines from the producers because it was like really corny. But that was the concept. It was one person on a date with like four or five people and then they would cut, cut, cut. Brad, you're shaking your head. You never saw
I
that one.
never saw it, and I'm going to tell you right now, if I was one of the four, I'm not real big on competing. I would just bow out.
Okay.
I'm just not big on that. It's either me or none. I'm not here to freaking put on a show for you.
Well,
And I'm just getting mad thinking about it. I'm getting
it
mad
is a
thinking about it because
contest.
we've all been in situations where we've competed for the girl before. I'm not interested. And then one day it clicked with me. I'm not competing anymore.
But this is a game show, also known as a contest that they entered.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just already angry.
Bryant,
I do know the game. I do know the show. I've seen a few episodes.
okay.
Yeah, just I agree. And then like some of the girls would get eliminated because you weren't good enough conversation.
Yeah, that's
Boom,
right.
gone. That's
Yeah.
like what the
Didn't
fuck?
participate.
Yeah.
Gone.
It's like, come on, you asked her like two questions. No, duh, she didn't communicate with you. Like you're staring at the chick over here with the big tits. What do you expect?
Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa,
Beep.
just
I know we
saying.
use the occasional F-bomb here, but we try not to use the T word.
We'll censor that in post.
The T word. Let's continue. This aired on MTV for 288 episodes, 2005 to 2008. It was called Next. A contestant would go on sequential blind dates, four people, five people, one at a time. Whoever he wasn't on or she wasn't on the date with were all secluded together on a bus called the Next Bus. And the twist of the show was whenever the main character wanted to move on to the next person, he would just yell, "Next!" Just really highly insulting. That was a good one.
And again, I haven't seen it.
I loved that one. I loved Next. That's the one I was going to talk about if you didn't. I love that show. I thought it was hilarious because it was always the most you'd have some good guys on there, and then they would always have like the most douchiest douchebag they would bring out of like that guy you would see that you would just make fun of, going, "How are you on this show?" But he was the guy, and then he would just, yeah, it was
Yeah.
hilarious. I love the show. Yes,
Plus, this one was MTV
yeah,
cable, and this one was in at the later time period of the trend.
hmm
So really highly produced there, that kind
yep.
of. All right, also, and I watched this one many times, and somebody I went to college with was a contestant. The Fifth Wheel ran from 2001 to 2004 and was originally hosted by Aisha Tyler. There'd be two men and two women to start. They would go on dates one and one, then they would switch and go on a date with the other person. And then they would introduce a fifth contestant, the fifth wheel. And that person was usually stirring things up. They were more outgoing or more sensual, or they were really there to shake things up. And then that fifth wheel would be involved in with the other four people. And at the end of the show, everybody had to secretly write down which person they wanted to go on another date with and then reveal what they wrote. And, if there were any matches, then I guess those people won another date. But the fifth wheel was in there to shake things up. Brad, you hate this.
I haven't. I just don't know the shows. I'm sorry.
I don't know this
Terrible.
one. I don't know this one.
Now, if you didn't know this
I've
one,
been the fifth wheel.
I've
I've
been a
been the
third
third
wheel.
wheel. I've
I've
been
been a third
several
wheel.
wheels that were not welcomed into the room.
an odd numbered wheel.
The
Okay.
problem with these contests, if I was in them, I'm a pretty good salesman. I'm not the ugliest guy in the room, but I'm not winning any beauty contests. But the first two questions are, does he have hair and is he tall? And I'm out on both.
That is rough. And
And broke doesn't help either.
yeah, just this guy. Now, if you didn't see the prior ones, you definitely didn't see this one. Shipmates. Shipmates, 2001 to 2003. It was actually hosted by Chris Hardwick. Participants in the show were sent on blind dates on a Carnival cruise ship with a camera crew following them around the clock. That's the whole show. Shipmates. Can you believe that was somebody's idea?
I can't believe it was somebody's idea and it made it.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me.
Now
And you
this one I saw quite a bit too, and I know somebody that went to high school with who was on it.
Jeez,
This
man.
aired from 98 to 2003, and Ryan Seacrest was occasionally the host. The premise of the show was couples who were already dating would get matched up with singles. So, the girlfriend would go on a date with a blind date with another man. The boyfriend would go on a blind date with another woman. Uh, During the taping, they would discuss their relationship and then also the new date that they just went on. And then at the end of the show, they had to decide, are you going to stay together or did you have a change of heart? And then hopefully you both picked, each other, or you're ready to move on to something else. There's always a lot of change of hearts. You
So that's
didn't
the
want
name of
to
it, change of heart.
change your heart. You didn't
I
want to
think
write
I
down stay together and then your original boyfriend or girlfriend said change your heart. Ooh.
think I did not see it, but I know what it is.
Yeah. Well, that one started in 98, so that was an older start than most of these. A couple more. Extreme dating. Extreme dating, like your ex. 191 episodes, 2002 to 2004, hosted by Jillian Barberie. All right, so a blind date would occur, but in the earpiece of one of the contestants was two people who used to date the exes of the person that they're on the date with. And they'd feed them information. Ask him about this. Tell him to do this. Oh, he gets really annoyed when this happens. So they'd poke and prod and they'd try to make the date, more interesting or more challenging for the person that they're talking to in the ear. And then at the end, they have to come out and does that person actually want to go on another date with this, or do they reveal that she's not in the limo and it's really just the guy's exes and nobody wins?
I'm going to tell you why I don't watch these things because I already feel uncomfortable with what you're telling me. I'm so uncomfortable right now by what's happening, and I would be uncomfortable watching it.
I mean, everybody there was a lot of secondhand embarrassment watching these shows.
Yeah, right. I don't like that.
A lot of it. And now, folks, for the main event. Blind Date. 1999 to 2006, and there were over 1,450 episodes. Famously hosted by Roger Lodge. On each episode, people who previously did not know each other would go on a blind date. The cameras followed them around on their every move. But here's the thing. There would be on-screen commentary in the form of subtitles, animations, or thought bubbles that were added there, in post-production by the show's producers. You could almost compare it to like VH1 pop-up video, which I always thought was cool growing up. And it was fucking hilarious because they would rip into these people. And some of the dates were hot dates. They'd call them hot dates. And then those people would end up going to bed together. And some of the dates were dates from hell. And it was just an extreme mismatch. And they'd be fighting or just be the worst date ever. But the pop-up video stuff made it absolutely hysterical. It was by far my favorite show of this kind. We watched it all the time. They were chauffeured around everywhere, the contestants, and they would frequently drink a lot. Like they'd go to 3 different stops and they're drinking the whole time. So the people's behavior would get progressively drunk and egregious throughout the night. And it was really it became not about the date. It became about making fun of the people on the show. And I think it was it holds the trophy for best style of show like this. And now this is unconfirmed research, but I did read that in those near 1,500 episodes, 2 couples that were blind dates ended up getting married.
Those are some good odds.
I still find that too hard to believe. Like,
I understand what you're saying about production though. The additional things that they add to it to make it enjoyable when it may have been a little bland, but they added all these extra things that were made up, a lot of it made up, right? Just made up funny
Yeah.
stuff. Kind of like America's Funniest Home Videos when they would give something the voice, or they're like a dog's talking to the mom now. That didn't happen. He added that. Bob Saget added that. The same kind of idea here.
Definitely. I feel like the original pitch was not that. It was
No.
let's follow these people around and see what happens. And it's like, there's only 1 out of 10 dates is interesting. How do we spice things up? Pop-up video.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Because it was smart. It was wise ass, smart Alex stuff that they were adding.
Good writing.
It was good writing. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah.
good. Loved it. Loved it. So that had a place in my life, approximately 20 years ago when this stuff was on, when I was younger, and maybe I was staying up late more and didn't have a family and stuff, and fun stuff.
Bryant, what do you
are you
got?
are you taking suggestions? Can I throw in a couple shows here?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I didn't know if we could here. I had a couple that I wrote down.
Oh,
I had a couple, but you used next already. My watching also comes mostly from the MTV genre here, because one that I always thought was hilarious to me was Date My Mom. Instead of you going on the date with the girl, you went on the date with the mom, and the mom would help you choose who she thought was perfect for her daughter. Hilarious concept to me, because at the same time, you're just trying to pick up this chick's mom. Like, what do we do? Like, at this point, do you want the daughter? You can't really do anything too overt to throw the mom off because you want to date the daughter. I always thought it was hilarious.
When
Totally
I hear a
hilarious.
title like that, I think we're out of ideas.
Well, then you'll love the next one I put down. It's called Parental Control. It's where the parents don't like the significant other, and so the parents go out and find 2 random people, air quotes, to date their daughter or son. And then at the end of the show, the son or daughter has to pick between the mom's choice, the dad's choice, or his current girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. Thought it was hilarious again, because it's like, hey, I don't like your significant other. Let's go on this show, and I'm just going to find someone for you to date. Like, what are we like? That makes no sense in real life, but on this show, I just thought it was great. I just thought it was the funniest thing
Yeah.
I could ever see.
I've seen it. I didn't see it quite as much as the shows I mentioned here, but I definitely saw it.
Yeah.
All right,
Brad?
well, my shows are not from the 90s or anything,
Oh,
but I will mention some things just to wrap this up. I
oh.
will say that we did talk about Chris Hardwick, and I don't know how you can talk about him without talking about Singled Out.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Singled Out was legendary.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
but you didn't mention it.
Well, I don't know if it's quite the same thing. That wasn't
Well,
that was more of a game show. That what
to
they
be
didn't go
fair,
on a date.
Matt did say the 2000s, and that's kind of 90s.
They
So
didn't
game
go
shows aren't qualified for this?
well, the ones that I went through were actually people going on dates. Singled Out was a studio game show.
Right.
I don't
50
know about
men or 50
that.
women competing for a woman or a man.
Yeah, but they
And
didn't
Jenny
go on a
McCarthy
date.
burping and farting the whole time.
Yeah, I know. They
Yeah.
didn't go on a date potentially until after the show was over.
Okay, well, how about this one? uh, there was a show in maybe the 70s and 80s called The Love Connection, where the man went on 3 dates. They went on 3 dates with 3 different women, and then they would come on the show, and then they would pick which one that they wanted to end up with. That's a dating show. It just was before you were born.
Right.
Back in 2 and 2, Chuck Woolery. I mean, I want to be honest with you. I was too young for it too, but it was daytime TV and it was on. As well as the dating game with Bob Eubanks at the time when I watched it, where there were 3 men or 3 women and they would ask the questions behind the wall. This is what I know. I didn't watch your shows, Matt. I'm sorry.
These are not the same type of shows. The Love Connection was actually trying to do good, and all the shows I talked about were just trying to rip into people.
It's all supposed to be entertainment though, because if it was just
Yeah.
good, nobody would care. Trust
That's
me.
true. That's very true.
Did you know though that there was a month between the time they went on that date on the Love Connection to when they actually got to see each other again? It's a long time.
A lot
Isn't
of
it the
things
same
could
thing with
happen.
The Bachelor or whatever?
I don't know. Again, another show that
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a Devin question. I apologize. That's a Devin
Yeah.
question. I apologize.
I'm sorry that I wasn't better for this topic today.
No, it's not that. I'm just saying it's absolutely first of all mentioning Singled Out, that's what it's called, Singled Out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely worthy of mentioning. Almost a pioneer in that sort of I mean that was MTV, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was like MTV breaking away from strictly music, but
It was around the time when they were doing that. Yeah. It was
yeah,
before the real world, I think.
but in a good but in a entertaining way, not in a way that's like, why the hell is this on MTV?
No, I really had.
Yeah.
I didn't watch all the seasons. I probably stopped watching it after Jenny McCarthy was off, but I enjoyed it when it first came on.
Yeah.
It was different. It was very different.
Burping and farting. She was definitely
She was so annoying. I actually didn't even find her attractive
she was
because of
definitely
this.
yeah. No, it was
She
like
was just
super hot girl acting awful.
so obnoxious, so
Yeah.
stupid, just so stupid. Here she was in Playboy a year before that or something.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, Matt, great job. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening at the very least, right? Which brings us to Soft Boiled. Now, Soft Boiled is something we're listening to, music. And these guys, I'll tell you, for those of you at home that maybe haven't heard this before, these guys really get into this. So buckle up, all right? Because this usually is not a short segment. And who we got talking first? Well, my guess would be Bryant since Matt just finished talking. So, Bryant, take it away.
I was going to say, I'm going to guess me as well. So, one of the things I enjoy listening to is not just music, but comedy music. And of course, when you think of comedy music, you have to think of the legend that is Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler's he's been on a world tour here recently, doing a lot of shows. He's got some Netflix specials, and he did a Netflix special that got to get released. And one of the songs on there is what the kids would call a banger, I believe is what the kids call it nowadays. I did that for Brad. But the song is just simply called Phone, Wallet, Keys. Talking about how Adam Sandler just only needs his phone, wallet, and keys. That's all he needs in life. That's all he needs to get around. He just needs his phone, wallet, keys. And then he talks about going to the airport, and then it's, oh, damn, I need my passport. And the song just progressively grows into everything that he actually needs in his daily life. And it's just funny as hell to me because, like, as you know, phone, wallet, keys, essentials. That's what you only need. And then the more he goes, the more you're like, yeah, I guess I do need that. That sounds about right too. I might need that too in my life. It's funny, but it's also just showing the dependence we have on everything around us as well. So for me, phone, wallet, keys,
Mm.
Adam Sandler.
I
Adam
know
Sandler is actually an underrated singer.
Completely agree.
He's funny, but he actually does know how to sing.
Yes.
and
We,
singing voices.
And singing voices too.
Yeah. I
I
know the song. I've
yeah.
seen that special.
Yeah.
And I remember it was funny how it progressed. And
Yeah.
like for me, it's like I also need like chapstick. Probably need to bring my inhaler.
Yep.
Like there's other things I
It
need.
it's funny. Like I said, it's the progression of everything that eventually is like, I just need all this stuff. And then it ends with, oh shit, I forgot my wife. And it's like, yep, there you go. Sounds about right.
Very good. That is so good. No, I like that too, though. I never really thought of it like you just said it, but it makes a lot of sense. All right, so the old guy is coming back again with some old stuff. All right, so I was recently watching a show that's on Hulu called The Bear, and at the end of it, there was a song that I was like, "Oh my gosh, this has to be Paul Simon." I didn't know the song, so I Googled it and
Shazam.
came up on YouTube, and it was real simple. It actually said said the bear brought me here on the YouTube video, and it's called "Let Me Live in Your City," and it's a slow song. If you don't like slow songs, this isn't for you. It's a very, very slow song, but the way the bear ended the episode, it just made sense, and I'm not going to get into that. But uh, like to belong, travel, and searching for connections. It's what the song's about, and it's one of those songs where you can just close your eyes, you listen to it, and you just like feel at peace. So I really enjoyed it. I love Paul Simon. I think he is unique. I think he sings some mainstream songs, but I think he's just so unique compared to anything else. It's him. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same chorus over and over again. If you've never listened to Paul Simon, it just give it a chance because he is one of the most talented singers probably ever. But I mean, he's also somebody, not everybody's taste, but he's mine.
I gotta say, I don't know too much about him. I mean, if anything, I probably know the Simon and Garfunkel mega hits that they've had
Yeah.
a long time ago now. Um, and appreciate, but I'm small doses for slow, quiet music. I can't just have it on. It has to really, really be appropriate. So I
I got
don't.
a couple of I actually have a record player, but it's with new records.
Me
But
too.
and I play after I played, like I'll just play it. And then I won't play it for 3 months. I'm
Yeah,
not saying I listen to it all the time, but I can listen to it anytime and enjoy it. I'm not going to listen to everything all the time, but I know what you're saying with small doses. That's anything with me with music, honestly.
yeah.
So, well, Matt, I know that we got like Service of the Bear, The Lamp is Too Hot. Who's the new band? Just give me a name. Give me the name of it because it's going to
It
be
is.
something weird.
It is not a new band. We know that I like heavy music. We know that I like fast music. We know that I like music from the 90s. And I especially like when bands that I have always loved are still doing it and still doing a good job. Like Limp Bizkit, who has a brand new song
Wow.
called, for some reason, it's called Making Love to Morgan Wallen.
Ah,
But this song sounds like it could have come off like their second album in like 2001 or whatever when they were skyrocketing in mainstream popularity. It's got the DJ thing going on. It's got the heavy riff thing going on. It's got the Fred Durst, you know, trying to rap, trying to rock, trying to sing, wacky lyrics all over the place. Super fun sounding, a lot of energy. Sounds like it was a track they cut 25 years ago. It really does. And I love it. It's a great single. I've always appreciated them for being able to be. They are actually a very, very, very heavy band for being so successful, for being so mainstream. There aren't that many heavy bands that are super mainstream. And even if they're not my favorite band, because they're not, I don't like know their whole catalog. I've always appreciated that they were able to be very mainstream while being heavy and different because they are kind of wacky and messy and all over the place. And this song captures everything that they're known for in one song. And I've been listening to it all week. It's great.
I'm gonna have to pick it up.
Making love to Morgan Wallen.
I gotta have to listen to it after this because I do like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
You're gonna within 10 seconds, you're gonna go, wow, this sounds like an old Limp Bizkit song.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a fan for sure. All right, guys, that was nice. All right, which brings me to expired eggs for my topic. I picked this because recent expired egg. Well, let's just say this: this restaurant started in 1996 in Delaware, Iron Hill Brewery. Now, in my area, the Iron Hill, it was a microbrewery really before there were microbreweries, and they had them all over the Philadelphia Northeast area. And I remember in 2001, I went to my first time I went was in I don't know, Delaware County in near Philadelphia, and I went there for New Year's Eve, and they had growlers, and I never even knew what a growler was. It was new to me. I mean, I'm only 25 years old at the time, and I ordered it, and they said, this beer is pretty strong. We're really not allowed to sell it in growlers. I said, I'll tell you what. How about you make the exception for me tonight? Well, anyway, I think it blinded me for the evening. Um, and then it grew into more. Like it became just a great restaurant. Uh, Sue and I go probably 4 or 5 times a year. We always go for brunch on Mother's Day. It was a Mother's Day brunch, and the place is always packed. Became a King member, which means I got a card. I paid $15 for a card. I never do that. I never pay for like those ridiculous things. But what it gave you was, every time you went, you paid once. Every time you went back, it gave you points. And also, if you ordered a 16-ounce beer, they gave you a 20-ounce beer. For Mother's Day, when we went this last time, it was $40 off my bill. So it was worth the 15. So very disappointing that they recently closed all 16. They had 20 locations. They closed all 20 locations because of bankruptcy. And this was a place that was busy all the time. So you don't know exactly what's going on in a business. I know that. It had some cool things there. Like the bar had an inside and outside bar connected by a window that could be taken out. So you could sit across from someone that was outside, you were inside. They had cornhole there, but it was just a big, great place. And very disappointed that it'll no longer be here. And it doesn't look like it's ever going to come back. They didn't let anybody know. They told all the employees the day of, that's it, we're closed. Yeah. Yeah. There's something to that with that. I don't know if they're causing the panic. That happened with like a couple restaurants around here, or they're worried. We had a Cheeseburger in Paradise here. It was owned by the Jimmy Buffett thing. Closed, didn't tell anybody. Notes on the door. Employees show up. I don't think that maybe they don't want them stealing. I can't think of the reason.
No.
But unfortunately, all of them closed. Expired egg. Very disappointed. We went there a lot.
Good usage of the expired egg. That hurts. I hate. I mean, restaurant business is so tough.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks to see them close, especially if it's a place that like, oh man, I love the food and the drinks and the atmosphere, and it was like you looked forward to going.
Yeah, and it was in a hot area too. Like the one I go to now is in Newtown, PA, and it was in a big area where everything was like great. Now there's an empty building there.
Yeah.
I know, Bryant, you don't have them in your area.
I know, but I can understand this too because, but the problem is when you have that many locations too, all it takes is 3 or 4 of them, and it drags every one of them down. You can have one hot location, but it can't suffice and keep all the businesses going. So it surprises me they didn't try to keep at least 2 or 3 open just to kind of help with it.
So they closed 4, which I didn't even know. Okay. Then they closed them all. And my wife sent me a text. I'm like a picture. I'm like, shit. We went a lot. Like, I don't go anywhere every week, but we went often. It was always an option. Anyway, Matt, can you believe this? If this hour has just flown by. Hit us with those socials.
Flown by. Well, folks, we are 3 Yankee fans are better than 1.
No, we are not.
No, I don't think so.
I can't do that.
No.
And we are cooking up every Monday morning at 6:30 a.m. Eastern on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. Find us on YouTube at 3 Eggs Are Better Than 1, the number 3, the letter R, the number 1. Follow us on X, Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok at 3 Eggs Are Better. The number 3, the letter R, and our individual accounts at YesManBrad, at BHaremza, and I am at Purple Shirt Guy without the I. Give us those 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts, comments on our YouTube posts, And we'll see you next week. I believe that's going to be Brad.
So 2 topics ago, I did the Mount Rushmore of. Well, guess what? I'm bringing it back because
Sure.
we are going to have a take on what we did last time. Now, if you remember last time, we did Disney cartoons, we did restaurant, well, they were fast food chains, and we did best sports entertainers. So we're going to do something a little different with each of them. Instead of best sports entertainer, we're going to say best technical wrestler. Instead of um, fast food restaurants, we're going to say best chain restaurant. And instead of Disney cartoons, we're going to go best Disney live action movies. That is next week. Bryant, take us home.
Well, I'll get the rest of those after the show ends here. We thank you for joining us this week. We had a lot of fun. Of course, it's spooky season, but we had some fun, hearing some getting some hard boiled from Brad. Matt's obviously too excited for Yankees games that, I guess he's still here, thankfully, but, we got to watch these Yankee games, And I guess I have to adopt them since I don't watch baseball, but I don't know. We'll figure that out later. So the egg timer's been set. We'll see you guys next week.